Hi, I just wanted to share a few concepts that have been coming up in relation to the sacral chakra and emotions and how we express emotions, and just a few thoughts. um, just because this Cancer season, bringing in this emotional energy, it's beautiful. And how can we look at emotion in a different way where we embrace it, we learn to dance with it, and we release it when it's needed? And I think that's really what was coming up, was how does emotion get released? How do we express emotion in a healthy way so that it's actually serving us? A lot of times when we go through situations and the emotions that we experience are unresolved or maybe repressed, they become stuck, right? And so let's look at the sacral chakra and the element that it's connected with. It's water. And so water represents the emotional body. Cancer, moon energy, the water within us, we're made up mostly of water, and water is life. And so if our emotions are connected to the element of water, and water is life, then emotions and energy are life, because emotion is energy in motion. So it's this beautiful interconnection that often gets overlooked. Often we're told that it's weakness if we show emotion, or we're almost like conditioned to show emotions in a particular way, or men don't cry, blah blah blah, when really crying is so healthy. Like it's such a nice way to release emotion. And so when we open up our heart space and feel the emotion, then that's where the release can happen. When we are resistant to feeling those emotions, then we may find ourselves distracting ourselves so that we don't go through the emotions, right? We hear it often. It's like numb yourself with substances, or get distracted, get stimulated, so on and so forth. So all these things that avoid the experience of feeling emotion are so real. So how do we look at emotion in a different way so that we can, again, embrace it, dance with it, and acknowledge that it is energy? And that is how we create anything in our reality. Because what happens with water, if it's still, it doesn't do anything. It actually can create mold in the earth. So think of what it does to the body, the emotional energy, when there's nothing there moving it or exciting it. And because when we're going up to the solar plexus with the mental body, so then there's what's the thought pattern that's directing this emotion, and then what is it doing to the physical body, root center? And so there's this beautiful interconnection with the mental and physical body. And here we are, and sometimes in a world or a society that doesn't look at emotion as such an important part of life, such an important part of learning. What happens when we're emotionally fit, when we're emotionally intelligent, when we're emotionally centered? That's beautiful. And how do we get to that point? How do we do that on a daily basis? It's a daily practice, because emotions are energy, and we're experiencing energy every day. What's the quality of your energy? What's the quality of your emotions? Are they a high frequency, or are they low frequency? And how can you work with your sacral energy, sacral chakra, to get that energy flowing, to get it to be vital and full of force, so that you're in a creative space, so that you're in a space of forgiveness and an ability to release guilt, and really in this beautiful flowing river rather than any stagnant pond or tsunami wave. So and laughter is actually another way to release emotion. I'm such a giggler, and I enjoy laughing. I enjoy moving my energy in that way, and I enjoy crying. It sounds silly, but to enjoy crying, but it when I feel emotion, crying for me is such a, oh man, it's such a like an awareness, right? It like triggers something, and it's like, man, this has to move. This water has to flow. So I can make room for new stuff. And for me, that's beautiful, rather than looking at it as a weakness. So the message is to acknowledge emotions, take a look at the energy that you're flowing with. What's your water like? And how are you embracing your emotions so that you can create the reality that you want to be aligned with? Namaste.